Hi guys, so this video is walking you guys through your syllabus. You do have a quiz that follows, so please make sure to pay attention. I'm going to go through this as quickly as humanly possible, but bear with me as I kind of go through this information. So you can always find your syllabus here in your course calendar under the syllabus tab, but you guys are working here in the modules. So you should be able to see it right here on the syllabus and course calendar. This course is online and it runs January 21st to May 9th. Your final exam will be between the 6th and the 8th of May. 100% refund if you need it is by February 1st, and the course withdrawal date is April 11th. So if you need to contact me, my name of course is Brittany Estes. Please email me via Canvas email. I check this every single day. I have an email. You can email me otherwise, but I don't check that one every day. It's an Outlook email. So I will be using Canvas to communicate with you guys. So I vastly prefer that you guys communicate with me via Canvas. It's much quicker. It's much easier in general. If you need office hours, they're held upon student request online, not in Kansas. I don't live in Kansas. So you'll have to do it online, but you can do that upon request. Please, again, contact me via Canvas email. I will respond within 24 hours. If the website goes down, Canvas goes down, here's a link for you to get to your student email. Email response times, as I said, within 24 hours. There is a prereq that you should have tested out successfully, or a developmental ready course and writing courses. There is a required textbook for this course. It's Portable Literature by Kirshner and Mendel. I believe this is available through Cengage as well. And that's probably how a lot of you guys will be accessing it. You will need a USB or some place to store your work, obviously, and access to technology and internet. The course really looks at a number of literary genres across eras, movements, and sort of author identities. We'll be looking at short stories, poetries, and dramas, and bits from novels. You guys will engage in a literary analysis surrounding these texts to kind of deepen your appreciation of this literature and the criticism that is used through careful study of these literary types. So you will study a lot of themes inherent to this idea of the human condition, and then you'll really look at these questions of what place literature has in society. So you guys can read your essential skills and your outcomes, but I'm going to come down here to your major assignments. So you have 3 major essays for this course. A narrative essay, which looks at short stories, is 3 to 4 pages. You have a poetical analysis essay, which is 3 to 4 pages, and a dramatic essay, which is 3 to 4 pages. You will also have a final exam, of course, in the course. And the online course really does look at really we'll be looking at how you use technology for this course. So you guys need to remember that this is a classroom. A lot of students have no problem, but you are responsible for your coursework. You're responsible for making sure you complete everything on time. The beauty of the way I've structured the course is that it is by and large up to you how you structure your week. Everything is due typically, except for one assignment, is due on Sunday at midnight. And you can work ahead in units. So you have the freedom to work ahead if you know that there is something coming up. Now, if something happens and Canvas has an issue and you can't get something submitted via the link, I do expect that you still find a way to email it to me at the time of the issue. So even if you can't submit something using a link, you do still need to try and get it to me through email. You need to make sure that you have a good, stable internet connection. You have access to all the required internet capabilities. You also need to make sure that you do have a Microsoft Word for this course. If you don't have it downloaded through a Mac, you can get it for free. Go online. But you do need to be able to submit using Word docs. Average per week on this course is about 3 hours. It is a little bit heavier in the beginning of the course, the first few weeks of the course, just because there is so much foregrounding of knowledge needed. But as we work through the course, you'll find that it does kind of get less and less. And also, I do work very hard to make sure that you don't have any work at all during your spring break, so you get that week off as well. Remember that this is a classroom, so make sure you use appropriate, language, respect everyone else in the course. There is an attendance policy in place, and if you don't meet an acceptable level of course attendance, then there can be some actions that take place. So we can recommend students withdraw or even kind of be removed from the course. Make sure that your work meets acceptable guidelines for college level work, of course. Any late work or recycled work used from another class or even from this class for two different assignments is not accepted. Because the course is semi-self-paced, you have the ability to work ahead, and you have the ability to structure your week as you like. That's why I don't accept late work. So please make sure that you do turn it in on time by the given deadline in Central Standard Time. Any work that's late will not receive credit, of course. There are a couple of assignments at the end of the course that offer some extra credit for you guys, so please note that. And then, of course, the statement of plagiarism is pretty clear. Don't do it. Everything is checked through a plagiarism detection service, and it's very, very good. It will go out and highlight and find pieces of information that are copied directly from the internet, copied from other papers, and a number of things can happen if you are caught plagiarizing. You can fail the course, you can fail the assignment, you can have any extracurriculars kind of impacted by this. You can even be kicked out of the college for it. So please don't do it. It's not worth it. And of course, plagiarism also means using your work from other assignments, whether it's in this course or other courses. Just please don't do it. It's not worth it for a 3 to 4 page paper to have you fail the course or have even worse actions happen. So that's just my PSA on please don't plagiarize. There will be a number of ways of kind of giving you guys instruction. A lot of videos, a lot of me talking to you guys or looking at PowerPoints and things on video. I try to make sure to give you guys good, solid explanations of everything so that you're not left trying to read and interpret on your own. Everything, of course, will be on the course calendar, and the grading scale is pretty straightforward. This is a weighted course, so it's not an even point system where everything is broken down into equal sections. Everything will be tracked in the grade book throughout the semester, so you'll know exactly where you're standing. And the grade breaks down is pretty simple. It's 20% for Essay 1 and Essay 2. Essay 3 is 15%, and your final exam is 10%. Quizzes are 10%, discussions and journals, which are essentially like personal blogs, are 5%. Writing assignments are 10%, and participation is 5%. Typically, discussions and journals are more thought process, so they're more completion based, and things like writing assignments are more content based, where I'm really looking at how you're writing and your argumentation. So just keep that in mind as you're working throughout each week. You can find online course evals, of course, through Canvas, and the college does expect you to adhere to academic ethics and ethical codes. ADA equal access, if you have a reason that you need a specific accommodation, it must be documented with the college, so you do need to contact the accommodations coordinator at Garden City and make sure that that is documented and that paperwork is sent to me, signed by me, and we can create those accommodations as needed for ADA and equal access. Again, equal opportunity, Garden City doesn't discriminate, neither do I, on the basis of race, religion, color, national origin, sex, etc., etc., etc. You basically are expected to treat everyone equally and have respectful opinions in the course. Copyright disclaimers, of course, any of this is subject to copyright and subject to change based on my discretion. So, to walk you guys very quickly through the course calendar, you'll see that Unit 1, everything in Unit 1 is open to you at once. So you guys are welcome to work ahead if you have the ability or the need. Everything is generally due by each Sunday at midnight. There are a couple of exceptions. So week 1 is a lot of the foundational information. So it's sort of the basics of how to write, MLA guidelines, how to do literary analysis. And the second week is kind of getting into our first look at short stories. So we're going to start with Hemingway's Hills Like Elephants, and then we'll do Story of an Hour and The Yellow Wallpaper. So to accommodate the fact that a lot of people are still getting their feet wet and coming in late, I made sure that the first 2 weeks are not due until that second Sunday at midnight. So you have 2 full weeks to work on these assignments at your leisure. Just make sure everything is turned in by Sunday, February 3rd at midnight. And then after that, everything is due pretty much on a weekly basis. So week 3, we'll be looking at 3 different examples of characterization in 3 different stories. That's due on February 10th. And then week 4 is really looking at setting and point of view. So you'll look at 3 other stories, or 4 other stories, I'm sorry. No, 3 stories. And then week 5 is looking at your first essay assignment. So we really only have 3 weeks of content, and then you're going to be starting to work on your essays. So you'll do an outline for me, and then you'll do a rough draft that you'll submit for a peer review. This is the only difference. You will complete a peer review for your partner by a Wednesday deadline, and then your final draft will be due on Sunday, March 3rd at midnight. So that is the only difference. Everything else throughout the course is pretty much set on a Sunday night at midnight deadline. Once this is done, Unit number 2 will open up, and everything in Unit number 2 will be open to you. That's weeks 7 through 11, and that one we're looking at poetry. So we'll do week 7, you'll start your poetry unit, and then you actually have week 8 off. You have spring break, so you have no work that week. And then week 9, we come back, and we finish up poetry in week 9 and 10, and then on week 11, you're really working on your essay. And you're submitting that by Sunday, April 7th at midnight. And then Unit 3 is going to open up for you guys on April 8th. That's drama. So we are going to be reading one play together. And it's got basically 2 acts that I've split into 2 parts each. So we'll do part 1 and 2 of Act 1 in week 12, part 1 and 2 of Act 2 in week 13. And then in week 14, you guys have basically the whole week to work on your essay. That's due on Sunday, April 28th at midnight. And then week 15 is going to be essentially your dead week. So you're going to use that week to study for your exam. And then your exam is going to be open on May 6th. And it goes through May 6th through 8th. So you have 3 full days that you can take the exam. It takes 2 hours to complete. And you can take it at any time during those 3 days. You also have an extra credit opportunity that will be due on Wednesday, May 8th at midnight. And at that point, you are done with the course. So that was a very quick run through the syllabus, and you guys are going to go ahead and do your syllabus quiz.